Helix, I cannot identify your accent, honestly. Here we go, Mountain Stage. Pure Irish. So Celtic Irish? Is that what you mean, Margaret? Celtic? Because so my husband's from Northern Ireland, and his because of the conflict between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, um, for a long time there were, well, up until fairly recently, there were Catholic schools and there were Protestant schools, and they were not, they did not mix. But his nieces and nephews, for the most part, have gone to mixed schools, or however you want to call that. But they also recently started teaching them Celtic, which there was definitely a time in Northern Ireland, there's no way on earth they would have taught them Celtic. So his nieces and nephews are learning the Celtic, the Irish.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Need to preserve that.
Yes.
It's there are not very many native speakers left.
Right. But some of the cities, man, the spelling on them, that's wild, and the names even.
It's interesting. See, my first master's degree was in medieval literature, and the Celtic Gaelic languages. See, I specialize in France, but Celtic folklore and French folklore are really kind of the same, or they, at least in the Middle Ages, they share a common like background. So a lot of the stories are quite similar, in different dialects of medieval French that aren't Parisian French are more related to Gaelic than they are to French, which I think is kind of interesting.
Yes.
Crossing over the channel and
yes,
swapping culture.
Yes, Gaelic is what I meant, not Celtic. What is Celtic? That's something else. What is Celtic?
Well, Celtic is you. When I use Celtic, I use it to refer to like that shared culture. So like Ireland, Scotland, northern France, like how do you say it in English? Brittany.
Oh yeah.
That part is all Celtic.
Okay, got it.
And then they have the like Gaelic. They speak Gaelic in Ireland and Scotland, but they're different varieties of Gaelic. I believe they're not necessarily mutually intelligible.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. But Gaelic is more the language.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, so that is definitely what I meant, Gaelic. One of the nieces hated it, but she was also older when she was starting to learn it, because she said it's so hard. That was her perception of it. I don't know. Maybe it is hard when you start as an English only speaker.
Sure it is. Sure it is.
Hopefully I explained that, Megan, in the text there.
It's interesting that they have so many different accents in England, which is
absolutely
smaller than, say, Texas, or smaller than, well, a lot of places.
Right. Well, yeah, I was just saying that in Northern Ireland. So my husband's from Belfast. That accent is very different than that of Derry or Londonderry. Derry, completely different accents. Same country. Yes, Derry. They don't like it when you call it Londonderry anymore. It's Derry now, which it should be. But that accent is closer to what my husband calls Southern Irish. And but it's kind of also Northern Irish. It's a very interesting accent. If you watch Derry Girls, Derry, on Netflix,
Ah,
that's the accent. And his sister-in-law actually went to the school that show is about.
huh.
And
There is a movie called The Wind That Shakes the Barley. And it is
okay.
about, it's probably from like, I don't know, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, something like that. But it's about the troubles in the 20s. You know,
Oh, yeah, that's where it all like really started to
yeah. And
blow up.
it's a really, really good movie. Um,
I should
actually, like
watch that.
about if you don't know a lot about the troubles in the 20s, which I mean, you got to be pretty, you got to go pretty deep before you really get into like that Ulster history or whatever.
Oh, Ulster history, yes.
It's really interesting to me, at least, the conflict between. I mean, I say interesting. I'm sure it's not to the Irish, but the conflict between Northern Ireland and England is fascinating to me.
Well, yeah, Northern Ireland, England, the Republic of Ireland. It's all very interesting. And it started, was it 1923 and the post office? I actually went to that post office in Dublin.
Where they
And they
did
had a plaque
that.
about it. What's that?
Which post office are you talking about?
The one in Dublin. I can't remember what exactly. I just know it was significant to the whole conflict fully breaking out. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
they actually have a lot of uprisings during World War One in Ireland.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because because they're sending the Irish to Flanders.
Right.
Like,
right.
yeah.
What is that? What is Flanders? I don't know.
So Flanders is where World War One basically takes place. Pretty much the entire. Now, you know, they don't. It's a static front line, right? Because it's trench warfare. So basically, they're in this maybe 50-mile wide stretch of Belgium for 4 years in Flanders in trenches. And so the English, I mean, and it's not to say that the English weren't fighting over there too. They were, right? But they would conscript Irishmen, and you can imagine where the Irishmen go in the line as compared to where the Englishmen go.
Right.
Right. It's like what's like happening in
the Irishmen go right next to the Indians.
Right.
Just in London alone, they have 7 different accents. I didn't.
Oh, it's more.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because like what I was going to say about like, because even so, my husband has one brother that lives in Derry, so my sister-in-law's from there, and then one of his sisters lives in Belfast, and her accent is the most like his was or would be. And then one of his sisters moved closer to the border of the Republic of Ireland. And so her accent to me is the strongest of all of them. Who's given the lesson? That would be Ryan. That is Camille's husband. But yeah, it was fascinating. And Northern Ireland is 1/3 the size of Colorado. So to put that in, like, that's crazy that you have that many accents in a place that's 1/3 the size of Colorado, and we're not even that big of a state. It's crazy. Oh yes, we decided we're learning about the troubles is what they called them. Several, not 7. Oh, several. Okay. Yeah, several different accents right in the city. Yeah, so like there's the Cockney that people like to think of with why can't I think of that movie? Mary Poppins. Like, right, that's more of the Cockney accent. Is that right?
Yeah. Or like Eliza Doolittle.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea what the color this is. Is this O? Yeah. Yeah, Eliza Doolittle. Yeah, that's a better. That's a better Cockney accent. But then you go to Liverpool. I can't do it. The Beatles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their accent is wildly different. I mean, that's quite a distance from London, but
That's like Paul McCartney.
right.
Yeah.
And they talk a little slower.
Or John Lennon.
Yes.
Yeah.
My daughter that went to studied abroad in Scotland got to go to Abbey Road.
Oh, that's cool.
Checked it out.
You know what the adjective for Liverpool is?
What is it?
Liverpudlian.
Liverpudlian. That's funny. I love it. That's cute. So is it Coloradan or Coloradoan? I really don't know.
From
I don't know.
Colorado.
Yeah, from Colorado. which I'm from Colorado. I've lived here my whole life. I'm a third generation Colorado native. And is it Coloradan or Coloradoan? I don't know. I don't know what's correct.
Texian. We use Texian sometimes, but
Texian, really? That one I've never heard.
Texian is more like Anglo and Hispanic combined.
Oh, got it. Yes. Skulls. How do you pronounce that, Stacy? Liverpudlians. Scouse. I don't know. Oh, hi. Are you back? Oh, yes. All this history that I bet you didn't know you were going to get a history lesson. It's all very interesting. But yeah, my husband being from there, it's fascinating talking to him because he lived through that conflict, and to him, all of it was just normal. He didn't recognize that it was like you were living through a serious conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had metal detectors to go to the downtown part of Belfast. You couldn't go into downtown without going through metal detectors. Like it's just, and then like they would have metal shutters on all the windows, and like there was just like all kinds of things that to him was perfectly normal. But I'm like, no, that sounds not normal. That sounds scary.
They have each side has different bands, drum and fife bands.
Yes, on the 12th of July.
Yes,
And William of Orange. Yes.
Parade.
Yes, the parades, and they didn't used to go through. Is that same color? It's not that same color. What color am I using? Oh no. I'm using G.
What time is it?
9.
I'm doing D.
Getting close to that time for me.
Okay, yes. And this time I realized we've already been on 2 hours. No wrong with napping. Could do a few of those. Yes. Tendencies or volunteers. Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, hi, Zach. What's wrong?
I'm like mega messed up.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I've been putting E's on B's.
Oh, it's easy. The letters are too close
Maybe
together.
well, you can't tell.
You can't tell all the time. Yeah. How close are those two
Oh,
colors?
that's an E. Maybe I just got confused in the moment here. Oh, that's a B.
Do you have tweezers?
No, not handy. Like, I don't know. I'll probably have to go buy some Oh, that's a B. Oh, no. This is a mess.
Oh.
I wonder how long I did it for. B, 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 B. All those don't belong here. Oh, no. I don't know how I got distracted like that.
Well, some of the letters look really similar.
Well, that's not exactly what happened. I somehow my mind just switched.
Oh,
And
what you were working on? Yeah, that
I
just
started putting them on B's instead of the E's. I mean, they're easy enough to move, but I'm gonna have to like check them all.
yeah,
See,
whatever section you were just doing.
where is an E right here? Maybe B.
Well, the
All
sounds
these,
of
I
my
think,
neighborhood tonight.
all these over here are wrong. All of them. Mhm. That one's right. It's like I got enough nails, I guess I can just pull them up.
Yeah, yeah, they're not too hard to move. I can tell my eyes are tired. Oop, the breeze just kicked up. We have a huge maple tree in our front yard, and I'm on the upper level, so that wind going through those leaves is
Yeah.
really a nice sound.
I like that. I like hearing the wind go through whistling through a screen too. That's an E.
Yes. Okay. Good night, Margaret. Thanks for being in. And we're pretty close. Megan, we did discuss starting in different areas. That's why I finished all of this area because we were trying to figure it out. But yeah, see, Camille, I think, is a lot further than I am at this point.
I think I just
We
messed
just
up.
did different sections.
I think I just messed up a few of them there at the end.
Okay, that's not too
All
bad.
these other ones I'm checking is there's a B. It's supposed to be an E. Here, we'll just move it to this one. There's an E. That's wrong. That's
Good night, Crafty Witch. I imagine you're headed to be live. We'll be off here in the moments once you're all set. I'm okay with stopping. My eyes are kind of feeling tired. So, but yes, tonight's lesson lesson brought to you by Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, seriously, if you have Netflix, watch Dairy Girls, Derry. And like I said, my sister-in-law, I don't know that I've really talked about his family much, but his brother and sister-in-law, they are both journalists. His brother is the head editor, whatever you call that, of the newspaper there in Derry. And my sister-in-law does something with writing articles, but I don't think it's for that newspaper. I think it's for a magazine, but I could be wrong on that. But anyway, she went to the school, and because she went to the school, the writer, I guess writer is the correct term, of the TV show, actually let her do an exclusive interview because she went to that school. So my sister-in-law got to interview her all about the show. And the show, it's definitely have subtitles. Have subtitles on if you're going to watch that show. But you'll get what it was like to be Catholic in that time. At that time, Derry had a wall between two sections of the city, which is hard to fathom, right? Like Berlin is the only place. What's that?
Don't they still have that?
No, it was torn down.
Huh.
Like there's a small section of it remaining, like as a memoriam kind of thing.
Mm.
And there is a part that blocks. There's a small section that isn't dividing the city as much as it is like, because she gave me the whole history tour there while we were there. there's a section that there is still a wall, but that's a military base, a small, very small military base. So that part you still can't access, but nobody can access unless you're military. So that's a little different than the wall that was there. But yeah, there's a like a very small section. Imagine like a median.
Yeah.
A small median in a small part of the town. That's kind of where they kept a little piece, and then they have all the history and whatever on it.
There was an interesting article in the Atlantic maybe 3 years ago about British counter-espionage during the Clintons and the like arresting of IRA types, and like they confined them at a military base.
Yep, that sounds right. From what I know, yes.
Yeah, and so they had, the article was super interesting because they had an IRA interrogator who talked about how the IRA would sort out traitors and collaborators. And I mean, it's, you know, it's terrifying to read, right? Like,
oh gosh, yeah,
it's like legit. But really interesting take on the way the British manipulated that whole situation.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, obviously my husband being a Protestant had a whole different experience, and his dad's brother, who he's named after, his namesake, was a police officer and would regularly get death threats from the IRA. So
yeah, no doubt.
It's a whole thing. And then we went on a bus tour, and we went to the jail where the hunger strike dude, what was his name?
Oh,
where he was at.
Yeah. His name was probably Michael, but you could say that about half of the Irishmen.
Right.
Existence, but what is his name? I don't remember. I know who you're talking about, though.
Yeah, right, because he was like, it made international news. It was such a big deal, right? The whole hunger strike thing. Every once in a while, you know, my husband works in a jail. Now that jail was a prison. Our jails and our prisons are not the same place. Jails are temporary, right? Temporary until you're convicted. Then you go to prison. Well, depending on the length of your sentence. But anyway, there it was jail, prison, same thing. Wait, was it Jamie? Was his first name Jamie? Or was there another one named Jamie? Anyway, it was very interesting hearing the history of that jail and different things that had gone on. A lot of high-profile people had been in that jail, and they had to make sure, like, IRA wasn't passing notes to each other, or whatever you want to call it, like getting messages to each other within the jail and to get out of the jail. But a lot of that was pretty,
I don't know what the hell is
messy. Yeah. Oh, you're way further, and we still have no idea.
What the hell is that? What is that?
What is it? See, it still looks like a fairy on yours, but it does not look like a fairy on mine.
I don't feel like it's... I think we're just getting like a scene in space.
Kind of what it looks like, right? Except that still kind of looks like a witch, but not.
It's gotta be a witch.
I mean, look, Lori's is done though, and it doesn't look any...
It's all the way done. Yeah.
Like, you just, unless there's like something here, like I don't know. It's like maybe it's one of those things where you have to like stare at it and make your eyes. What is it? What were those things? We said those pictures where you could stare. You couldn't tell what it was, but if you stared at it, and let your eyes relax, you could figure out what the picture was.
Like the moon.
A tuna jumping to the moon. I love that. Oh, it could be a dolphin or something like that. Oh, that's a good hypothesis. Go with the
But what is the
Is it the
freaking
ocean?
moon looking
But
thing?
what's in the moon? What's in the moon? Yeah.
I guess we'll find out in a couple of weeks. I don't know. Maybe we could diamond paint another day. Like, I'm wanting to get it finished and figure out what the hell that I'm looking at. This is not too separate. What did we hear about Berlin, but not that one? Mm-hmm.
An angel, gas mask. It's funny that you say an angel in a gas mask because there's an episode of Doctor Who where they're watching, where they're wearing Alf. There you go. They're wearing gas masks, and this little kid is going around. Are you my mummy? Are you my mummy? And yes, in a gas mask, it's terrifying actually. Doctor Who is a fascinating show. Yeah, see how much further you are than I am?
Yeah, I see it now, but I couldn't before.
But
still, like, I'm almost finished. Why
Right.
are we not seeing what the hell this is?
right, what is this? But maybe that's a fin, and maybe this is a sea creature. Maybe this is
Well,
the
then
ocean.
what is
maybe that's a
this?
sheep.
What is this?
But what is this is still the unknown. What is that? That's completely finished. What is that?
I don't know. I hope we're just like, oh, at the end.
I sure hope so.
Oh, because otherwise, like,
Because see, now it could. I mean, this could be a wave. So this
yeah,
could be like water down here.
something out
Maybe
of
it is
water.
something jumping
But
out
look,
of water.
this is still dark. I'm up here past the
Right,
the
that's true.
pins, and this is still
There's
dark.
lots of W up here. Lots of W.
So this is going to be all dark because, yeah, but there's like a little blob of different letters here and a little blob of different letters here that goes down and then goes over, but it's still like, this is all W's. W. That's all going to be these dark.
This is W's. Most of this is W's.
This is going to be colored, but I just suspect it's going to be more of this crap. So what is
it? Doesn't look like a tornado.
It doesn't look like anything to me. It's crazy.
But it's, yeah. I mean, this could be a sea creature, but again, that would be down this corner would be the water, and then everything else is not the water. I don't know. I don't know.
I think when we paint one more time, I'll probably get close, but
yeah, you'll potentially be done in one more time. I might have to use the little tool to do a bunch of W's to knock some of this out.
It no longer looks like a tornado, though.
I don't know.
But this is the one that when I looked at it before we started painting, I thought it was going to be a fairy. I thought this was a fairy. I thought this was fairy wings.
Right, absolutely.
That's not a fairy I recognize.
No, it. And
They're
not really a secret.
Blobs on the page. That's what I'm afraid of, Megan.
Right. That's what it feels like.
They already sold it to us. Like, who cares if it doesn't turn out to be anything?
And it's so funny because those other two that I opened were so obvious what they were. And this is like still a mystery.
This could be an oopsie they printed and they just went ahead and sold it as a mystery.
Somebody said, oh, W's. We like the letter W.
The empty spots on Camille's could be a seahorse. Yeah.
A sea creature? Yeah, I
A
think that
seahorse.
maybe the ocean, like, yeah, that could be the right shape
But
for
I
that.
thought you told me that these were mystical something, but maybe
I don't remember the category. I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry. I thought it was a 5.
Because that's why I guessed fairy, because you said mystical, but maybe I misunderstood you.
I would have to go back and look.
Yeah. Well, who knows where that one's at? You know?
No, I mean, I'd have to look in my orders.
Mm.
I can find it there
Gotcha.
because I haven't ordered from them in a long time because, again, no,
Mhm.
too much money.
Yeah.
Anyway, you'll have to get going here pretty soon, eh?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
make sure the son's doing what he's supposed to do. I don't really have to do that with him, but I'm still like, it's hard to let that go, right?
yeah. Yes.
I don't really need to make sure he's going to get up and get dressed, but I still do sometimes because it makes me nervous because I don't want him to lose his job. Mhm.
Right. Right.
He told me one time that he doesn't do some things because he doesn't have to, because I'll tell him.
Oh, yeah. Right. That's when you know you've got to adjust.
So it's hard. Like,
It is.
it's hard not to mama. It's a witch in the moon
There you
trying to catch the tuna to feed the mermaid you can't see.
Down here is the mermaid is down here. I like these hypotheses.
That's interesting. All right. Well, thanks for having me on your channel again.
Yes, thanks for being here. And sorry this mystery continues to be a mystery.
Well, that's supposed to be the fun of it.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
all right. I'll see you later.
Yes, and I'll be signing off momentarily. So
See y'all guys. See you girls, I guess I should say. Most of your girls.
yeah, I don't know that Nick's here anymore.
Bye-bye.
Down here, Megan? I don't know. Like I said, my eyes are getting wonky, so I'm taking a break from that. Anyway. Bye, Lexi. Yeah, I'll do my sign off. Definitely check out my video tomorrow. And we'll do a Wow Mary, like, there you go. That's your sneak peek. Although you can see some of it there. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, so right here, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I will let you all go. And thanks so much for stopping in. And we will talk to you all later. Like I said, I have a video up. I'm working on my Tuesday video already. Wednesday I'll be working on that blanket, my Whip It Wednesday, because I got to keep working on. Fuck, man. Fun. Yeah, you put your crochet down for the night. Yeah. Chuck, I'm feeling very, you and I had a little bit of this history lesson. I hope you're more informed now. I knew Ryan would have some information that I didn't have from being there. Because I didn't, again, it was a lot to take in because I knew almost nothing. So yeah, I'm so sorry. And I need to eat dinner because, yeah, my husband has been reminding me because he makes sure I eat dinner. And so I will let you all go and I will see you all later. And there will be a video. It drops at 6 a.m. Mountain Time. So 8 a.m. Eastern. And there will be something there Tuesday. Well, every day this week there should be something there. Tomorrow is a different kind of yarn management. I'll tell you that. All right. Yes. Yeah, it was interesting. I knew Ryan would have interesting stuff to was an interesting. Yeah, it's and again, Megan, I am with you. I knew nothing. I knew I had heard of the Troubles. I knew it was a conflict. They always said it was between Protestant and the Catholics. It was, but it wasn't. It was really a conflict between the Irish and the British, masquerading as a religious conflict. But it's all very, very interesting. I need to see the movie Belfast, and see, could hear the way I said that. It's hearing my husband say it. But anyway, yeah, you never know what you're going to get on a Sunday night here on this channel. Whether we're diamond painting or crocheting, it can always be, you never know what we're going to learn.